Hi everyone, it's Anne here from annshappystampers.co.uk and I'm back again with another tutorial. Now today I'm actually quite proud of this project that we've got. Now I suppose it just looks like a normal little box, but what it actually does is it slides along. So I'm going to slide both pieces along first, and then this reveals a little box inside, which I happen to have just some twine in. And then if we slide this one off, there's another little box here and also another little box here. So it reveals three little cute boxes which I've got twine in, and then you just pop them back on, they slide along, and there we go. I think that's really cool. You could put little chocolates in, makeup, jewellery, anything you want in. You could have like 3 different little gifts in it. So this one was made with Blush and Bride and Fresh Fig, and I stamped the this with the floral phrases, because I used the floral phrases DSP, but I hand stamped the box. So we're going to make this, but we're going to do it in completely different colours and stuff. So what are you going to need for the box is, for your 3 boxes inside, I'm doing mine in crumb cake this time, so you need, haven't got the measurements ready, you need 3 pieces of card which are 7¼ inches by 6½ inches. Okay, and I've already gone ahead and stamped most of them, and I've just stamped them with crumb cake, so tone on tone. I've just got one more to do, and I've used the gorgeous Woodward set for that, which is this stamp here. Okay, so we're just going to quickly finish off this piece here. So all 3 pieces need to measure the same. Okay, so let's get my crumb cake, and I've already got this gorgeous stamp mounted here, and then just stick my finger in it as well for good measure. Right, so just ink this up, and then just randomly stamp it. I absolutely love this stamp. Gorgeous, it really is. Oops, sorry, that's my phone going off. There we go, that will do. So now we are going to score these. Now we score them all in the same way. So take your scoreboard, and you want to be putting it in on the long side, which is the 7¼ side. Now we want to score this at 2 inches, 3½ inches, 5½ inches, and 7. Alright, turn it to the short side, and you just want to score it at 2 and 4½ Alright, so that will be your top, that will be your bottom, because the top is 2 and the bottom is They're both 2 actually, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to quickly score these because we've got 3 to score. So it's 2, 3.5, 5.5 and 7, and then it is 2 and 4.5. Okay, last one. Now what I'll probably do is just put one together, and then I'll do the other 3 off camera, because I don't really think there's any need to show you every single one of them. I'll just get this out of the way. Right, so first things, fold and burnish. Yes, so I'm really impressed with this box. I hope you are too. I think it's something, you know, a little bit different from the norm. Something unusual, definitely. Right, so make sure you can see. Tiny little rectangle here. Remove this completely. Okay, so you've got that. Now these bottom ones here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly cut up either side of the score line and just remove the score line so it leaves a little gap, because the box is quite small and we don't really want bits sticking out where they shouldn't be. Okay, now we will have to trim those 2 wider pieces down because they're too long, which I'm going to show you why anyway. So the box is going to go together. We want the seam at the back, so we need to remove this first rectangle here, which is the 3rd one along from the left. So completely remove this. Okay, we don't need that. And then we need to cut away this, also this long rectangle here. And we need to cut down here, but we're going to be keeping this piece. But these 2 pieces here, the wider pieces, what I did was I cut mine down to, I think it was about 3.25. No, it wasn't 3.25. What was it? Well, you know, you can just judge it. So they need to be about that long. Okay, which is 1/2 inch. So just cut them down to 1/2 inch. I'm just gonna eyeball them like that. Okay, and then just take the little corners off so they're not sticking out. Get these out the way. That's what you should have. Okay, and then it just goes together like this. Them just sit in there to stop that from dropping in, and that just literally sits on the top. Now the bottom, well, we glue it together first, so we want a little bit of Tombow down there, or tape, whatever you want to use. And you just do this with the other 2 as well, because they're all identical. And just let that glue down. Okay, like so, and they will just sit there, and that just sits. Now it won't obviously sit really flat at the moment, but once you know, have these over the top, they do start to sit more flatter. And these ones, I put these little finger holes, but you don't have to because they won't stay completely flat anyway, so I think this time I might just leave them. So them bits fit in, but these two bits are too long. Okay, so I think it might have been them that I cut to 1.5. So I'm just gonna take, cut it down to about there, and just, yeah, that's okay. And then the last one, I can just do that and get the size that I need, like that. Okay, so really you want to be cutting these down to, yeah, it's 1.5. They need to be 1.5. But we can't really score them like that because we need them to be that length, so just trim them down with your scissors. So we're gonna glue that over there. So a little bit of Tombow on here, that's going to glue on there. And then some on here. And then a little bit on there. And glue that towards the back. And there you have your cute little box. And the finished dimensions of this are, it's 2.5 inches tall, and it's 2 inches wide and 1.5 inches across that. So quite a good little box, and like I said, it fits some twine easily, or you could get lots of little treats and things in there. So what you want to do is you want to put your other two boxes together in exactly the same way, and then when we've done that, we're going to glue all three together. So I'll put them together, and then we'll glue these. I'll glue these on camera. So I'm just going to pop them other two together the same as that, and I'll be back when that's done. Okay everyone, I've put my boxes together, and I've glued two of them together. We just need to glue the third one. I didn't actually get a chance to get back to the video earlier today, and then now it's dark, so I've had to put the light on now. But yeah, we'll get on with this. So you just want to pop some glue onto your box. Make sure you put enough on and get it right into the corners, because you don't want it peeling away. So quite a bit, and then I just stand mine up and just get it nice and even, like that. And then it seems okay, and then just hold it in place for a minute or so, just to give it a chance to stick together. Okay, so there's our little set of 3 cute little boxes. Now for the closure bits, the slidey parts, you are going to need 2 pieces of card. I'm using lemon lime twist, and they need to measure 6 13/16 by 7 3/8. Now I'm afraid I've had to go into the 16th inch because it's the only way I could get it to fit. because believe you me, I've tried. I've tried quite a few times and it's the only way it would fit. So I'm going to be scoring it on my Stampin trimmer, because we are going to have to score one of the measurements again at a 1/16 of an inch. So what you want to do is pop it in on the short side, and you want to score at 2 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so 2 3/8. Then you want to score at 4 7/16. Okay, so 4, 2, 4, 6, 7. Alright, so 4 7/16. Now turn it to the long side, and again 2 3/8 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, and then 5 inches. That is what you should have, okay? So you need to do that twice, because you need one for each side. I've already gone ahead and done my other one, just to save time, and the DSP I've chose is the Foil Frenzy, I think it's called, because it's got like lemon lime twist in, and I think it looks really nice actually. So that's one of them done. We've just got to do this one. Now you'll notice you've got the middle section is narrower than the two outsides, so when we cut it we want to make sure we cut our corners on the wider side. Like, don't turn it this way and cut them this way. We want to have it cut where, I hope you can understand what I'm saying. You've got three, you know, the wider sections here. So, well actually no, to stop babbling on, yeah, cut it on the long side, okay? Don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place. Right, I'm tired, my brain is just not working. Right, so fold and burnish. Okay, and what I was trying to say to you before was make sure you've got the long side, and we're just going to cut up here, and we're just going to wedge in our little squares here. Dead easy. And then just turn it right round and cut on the opposite long side. Okay, that's what you should have. And then we need to put glue on all 4 of our tabs here, or tape, whatever you want to use. I find Tombows probably quicker and easier really, so get plenty glue on the tabs. Okay, I'll just do these 2 first, and then we are just going to fold them round and just stick them down there. Glue all over the place. So I thought I would try a bit of a different colour combination today than what I would probably normally try. So I'm hoping it actually looks nice when it's made, because I've never made it in this colour yet, so hopefully it'll be nice when it's together. And then we just need to pop glue on the other 2 tabs. And just do the same with these 2. Okay, so we just fold that round. And just be careful when you bend that in, because you don't want to rip it. And then just press it down, make sure it's stuck properly. And there is your little slidey box. Now I'm just going to trim this bit off. Actually, I don't think I've cut enough off there. That's better. Right, so our DSP, what you will need is, to cover both boxes, you will need 4 pieces, which are 2 1/4 by 2 1/2 inches. You will need 2 pieces, which are 1 7/8 by 2 1/2 inches, and you'll need 2 pieces, which are 2 1/4 by 1 7/8. Okay, so I think I'm missing a piece actually. No, I'm not. I thought I didn't have enough there. So we want a piece on the top here. This is actually really thick. It's very much like card, to be honest. Not quite as thick, but it's definitely the thickest DSP I've ever, you know, dealt with. Does that one? Just checking that I've got the right pieces here. Yeah, that's a bit goes on here. So piece on the top. Gorgeous paper, absolutely gorgeous. And that's why I chose the crumb cake, because although that's like a craft card, it's similar to crumb cake. So that's why I decided to put these 2 colours together. And you don't need a piece for the bottom, and you know, unless you want to. If you did, you would just cut 2 of those pieces. Well, 4 altogether if you wanted to do the bottom of both of the boxes. And then we've got 2 side pieces. And it may look complicated, the box, but it's not. Not that I've worked out all the measurements. It was for me, you know, trying to get it right and what I wanted in my head to get to look right, to be right down on paper. I got there in the end, but it did take a while and a lot of card and paper. But I don't use me good Stampin' Up paper. I just use you know, cheap stuff or scrappy pieces when I'm designing a project, because obviously you can waste so much that, you know, it's ridiculous really. Okay, so the last little piece on the side. Like so. Make sure all that's stuck. Could have done with a bit more glue on there, but never mind. So like I say, it's really thick, this paper, really thick. So that's our 2 little boxes. Now the 1/2 inch circle you just want to try and get it right in the middle if you can, so they both line up. Just punch that out, and yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so let's see if they fit now. So we've got our 3 little boxes, and we just want to pop it in, just slide it along, and then this one slides along. There we go. Fantastic. That's not quite as level as I would like it, but hey, there we go. Absolutely fantastic. Now, if I can get it off, it's because when the glue's a little bit wet still, you just have to be careful, because it can stick to little bits inside. So maybe, you know, leave it a little while before you put the sides on. Right, so what I wanted to do, like I've done on this one, I've made a square, but I've just stuck it down one side so that the box actually still slides open. But this time I'm going to use an oval. So I've got a scalloped oval in crumb cake, and I've got a stitched oval in Very Vanilla. Okay, and I'm using the same stamp set, which is Woodwords. And I've took the 2 stamps, which is the heart and Hello Friend, and I'm going to stamp them with crumb cake onto my little oval. Okay, so I think I'm going to stamp Hello Friend along the bottom first. Make sure that's all inked. So Hello Friend, and then I want the heart just above that. Okay, there we go. Sweet. And obviously it's meant to be like that, because if you can see on the picture, they have like a kind of distressed look. So take some more Tombow and I'm going to glue this onto my crumb cake. And there'll just be a little border all the way around the side. And then take some dimensionals, because we are going to do the same, where we just stick it to one side of the box. So just get that in there, that one in there. Okay, and then I want it just there, so I'm only going to pop probably 1, 2, 3 dimensionals down this side here. So I'll put 1, 2, 3. Okay, just like that. Just peel them off. And just position it where you're happy. There we go. So when you open your I can actually get the damn thing open. I don't know why it's sticking. When you slide it, you know, that doesn't have any effect on the box. Okay, so I've also cut out a butterfly again. With this one's Very Vanilla. It's from the Butterfly Thinlits, I think. and I'm just going to pop this on the top. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in the middle and stick the butterfly there. Let's make sure that's stuck, and I've got a few little rhinestones which I'm just going to pop on the butterfly just to set it off a little bit. Probably get 3 on there, I think. And then some of the, what do you call them, the glitter enamel dots, and I'm going to use one of the green ones, and I'm just going to pop that there. So there we go. It's honestly not a complicated box, absolutely fab, and like I say, I would let it dry off a little bit because see, and then it's opening better now, because you know, you just have to slide it in and out a few times. But yeah, I love it, absolutely fantastic. All the info will be on my blog, and I'll be back again on Friday with another tutorial. So take care and bye for now.